What up, everybody? Welcome to the show. This is my Wednesday night live stream here for the love of creativity. I'm just making art for art's sake, having some fun. Keeping up with, my creativity, and that's sort of what the whole stream's been about. If you don't know me, I own a little agency studio. We do a lot of animation, illustration, graphic design type of work over at Epic Made, and it doesn't afford me much opportunity to do art anymore because we have a team of artists, and frankly, I don't like production art personally, and it took me building a whole studio and then getting myself out of it to realize that. So, yeah. Anyways, so check it out. We're just making some art here tonight, making a little funky face thing. I started last week. All of my art usually starts off. Well, I guess the stream in itself initially started as me just kind of making cool face art with my dad posthumously, right? Like I have old sketches and stuff of his that I've been just making new art pieces with. But I started changing it up more and more. But still, the theme in the whole thing is that every piece has my dad's art layered into it somewhere. But this one in itself is sort of a throwback in the idea of like doing those because I hadn't done them in a while. So. This one in particular, though, is not the typical one I do. So let me show you how this one's a little different. So let me switch the view over here on my regular stream. If you're on TikTok, nothing happened because it's just the same. But so typically I'd start off like a sketch piece of art of my dad's, but this time I found this piece. I really thought it was cool and weird, and there's something about it that sort of spoke to me. And it was a little different, and it's horizontal. Like most of his pieces are not horizontal. So like I pulled this kind of face out of it. And for some reason, I sort of thought it looked like darkness from the movie Legend with Tom Cruise and Tim Curry back in the day. It was one of my first favorite fantasy movies as a kid. What up, Lonnie? Welcome to the stream. So yeah, I'm just going to work on this some more tonight and see where it goes. I've already got some ideas. It's fun just to step away from something every once in a while, and come back. And you just have ideas sometimes right out the gate. Like, I just don't like this piece of this. I think I went too crazy there. Let's get rid of that. See what happens. Yeah, that's cool. Ooh, look, that already looks better. So in this particular piece, I think the thing I was really failing with is like, I don't need to get so serious with it. Like, it's like have some fun. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I try to get too detailed or too real. What up, Psycho? Welcome to the stream. Did you guys play some Monster Hunter tonight? Yeah. So. Just gonna play with this some more. Made some cool eyes. I think I'm just gonna like grab it all and flatten it out. Start going with. Oh, I was playing with these up here. I think. Let me see what happens. You know what? I think I'll leave that as is. What I'm gonna do is grab a copy of this guy, throw it back on top. So that's the original, right? Do a filter high pass. Just get some of the depth texture. That's what this helps with. Like, you can just get some of the shading, some of that depth. Then I always desaturate. Actually, I shouldn't desaturate it though, because I want to just add like a little random color to the mix. All right, cool. Play with the levels. Yeah, that's neat. So I'm just gonna lay this back over top of the piece. With a multiply, maybe even a hard light, vivid, pen, hard mix. No, multiply, color burn's even cooler. Awesome. I wonder what happened if I inverted it and changed it to color dodge. No, that's not. Oh, that's not gonna work because it cancels each other out. Try this again. push it the other way this time. Get rid of all the blacks and make it just white highlights. I'm doing this backwards in my brain. There we go. So just those pieces. Where the hell's color dodge? No, don't like it that much. Like linear, yeah. No, color dodge is good. Yeah. Just added a bunch of texture to that. Let's go. Okay, so at some point I'm just gonna merge them all together into a smart group and just start drawing on top of it. Color burn. So I'm sort of just bastardizing one of my dad's old paintings at this point. I've layered in his paintings and obviously threw in some stars and shit. I always do that. I just love it. And I think my dad would love me bastardizing one of his paintings, if I was honest. He was always into experimenting with art and just like this, fearless mode of creativity. And I get lost sometimes and I forget about it because that's really what's exciting about the way he used to do art. I only imagine how he'd use some of these modern tools if he was like, he couldn't really get the grasp of them too well. He did okay. Actually, he only figured out computers when he realized he could meet girls on the internet, if we're being real honest, but that's another story for another time. I want to have this like veining through it, so I feel like there's a way I can, maybe it's an overlay and I play with the curves. Image adjustments, curves. So I'm not getting crazy with it. I wonder if I just like do a, let's see. Increase contrast. I'll just draw on top of them in a minute too. That's interesting. I don't know where I'm going with it, but why not? I'm gonna do just a bunch of random fun shit to start with and then try to make it all make sense later. That seems like the right idea. Oh, that'll look cool. Turn that in some. Yeah, cool. Actually, what I'll just do now is just make a copy of that. Move it over here. Flip horizontal. Just distort it in a little. Yeah, let's do that. Trash that. Delete. Flip it horizontally. kind of get it right around there. Adjust it. Sort of relative. Did that and then that. Boom. So I just applied the same layer mask from there to there by hitting, let's see, Control and click on the mask. And then when you come here, if you have no mask and you just click mask, it grabs the mask from your current selection, which is super cool. And I don't even know how I learned some of these things, just like accidentally pressing buttons for years. 20 years of just aimlessly button mashing. You just learn shit eventually. It's the creative process of an ADD person. I still haven't been able to actually plan to do anything on the stream, which is fun. It's like I'm just drawing a face, a weird face thing. It's like something my dad used to do all the time. It was just, I found it fascinating, and I'm actually really excited to keep it going because it was strange, but also like cool. And my dad just always painted these weird faces, and then would like joyously talk about how fucked up they were, and like, oh, something's got to be wrong with me. Like, who the fuck makes this kind of crazy shit? You know, it was just fun. And I like it, so keeping it alive for shits and giggles. So what happens if I do that? Okay, it's not quite as cool, but there might be something to it if I just lessened it a little. So let's do a 50% pass. Nope, totally losing whatever direction I was taking, so I don't need that. Some more stars. Mask down a little bit. Actually, you know, I think I'll leave it just like that in the front. What happens if I just get bigger with that? That could be cool. Got a layer. Name your layers. There we go. They don't have to be spelled right, particularly. You just have to be able to distinguish what it says in some fashion. What up, Retro? I wonder if I can pull that off, if that would. Oh no, I fucked up the eye somehow. There it goes. Alright, so take all this and group it together. Get that guy out of there. Alright, group. Phase 1. Alright, and then I'm going to make a copy of that. And convert it to a smart object. And rasterize it. And I'll still have all the other pieces underneath. None of them are even really labeled well, but that's alright. Let's see what like that is. It's just some shading. Whatever. Fuck it. this guy out here as well. All right, so then I'll just draw on top of this for a little bit, see what I can come up with. Although I should have done it with the texture on there, because that's gonna get all fucked up. Let me roll it back a second. All right, so I know that looks cool though, so that is good. Group, boom, all the way out. That's fine. Looking for merge group. Yeah, that'll do. All right. I'm supposed to be dodging and burning. Good old Photoshop. That's the blur tool. There it is. So I think adding some depth into there would be cool. So I'm just gonna find parts where I think punching it a little darker would be nice. So I have it up on another monitor next to me too, which is helpful. And this tool is just the burn tool. It just adds dark into areas and like amplifies the darkness scale of that color, but keeps it in the same sort of color families. It looks a little more natural, which is and just like it makes the painting feel more cohesive that way too. So I'm just gonna doodle on all this stuff. A little stream of consciousness. I don't want to think too hard tonight. I just want to make something cool that's stimulating. And not overthink it. That looks fun. Getting some cool details on there. I'll go and do the burn tool. Just want to do something different with this piece. You know, I've been doing this now for 3 years, so it's like I have like 70 some pieces now, which is pretty cool. Definitely not mad about that. I don't think I made that much art in any other 3-year stretch in my life, which is really cool. It has greatly added to my happiness in the world. A little stress too, though. Sometimes I think about it too much, you know? Like, oh, I gotta be doing this. I need a live stream every Wednesday. But I don't, really. I can do whatever I want. Let's see. Hey, homie, I checked your video. Seemed like you are new in Kick, not yet affiliated and verified. I got a proposal for you by sharing your stream to a Kick community for you to gain 1,000 active audience, learn more, nothing. $1,000 while streaming. Add me on Discord. No. No thanks, buddy. Hey, dude, if you like my stream, share it. If you don't worry about it. I'm out here doing my art, having some fun. It's gonna look cool. Take forever, but that's all right. I love that eye. It looks crazy. Thank you, Johnnyson. That is the appropriate way to solicit someone on their stream. No, it doesn't put anything up on LinkedIn for some reason. So like it has that channel still out of there, but like it only goes to that one. So we got to make a new one every night, and then 2 hours before it goes live, it'll give us a thing. So we did everything right last time. We just had to like wait till 2 hours before it goes live, and then it'll give you the stream keys and shit. So we'd have to make a new one every week, which, I mean, look, we can set it up and have someone on the team do that. I just need, I don't know. I haven't been pumped up on the stream past couple weeks, so I really just haven't really thought much about it. I'm sort of just, I get into these little modes where I'm just sort of just doing it, right? Like habitually. It feels a little like so it's still fun. I still want to do it, but also like, I don't know. Sometimes I would just like to not stream more, but I did that a bunch over the summer. So I'm trying to get back in the flow of it and get excited about the art. So that's where my vibe's at right now. What do we have? Add me into your Discord so we will not miss the next one. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, join Discord. What up, Jason? Hey man, doing well. Thanks for stopping into the stream, sir. Jason Swank has arrived. The man, the myth, the legend. Hope you're doing well too, dude. Yeah, Johnson, I don't know how to add you on Discord. You can find me though. There's a link on my website, colorfulcarl.com. There's a link at the top right to the Discord. You can just join the channel. And yeah, you can add me as a friend if you want. If that's what you're asking. Otherwise, happy to have you in the channel. Let's see. Yep, channel's up and live, going good. I didn't see anything come through, dude. I'm trying to do art right now. But I'll get it after the stream. So I'm just in here with the burn tool, just making, punching out the shapes around this eye. What I'm really enjoying is that this is starting to give some depth to the eye and like draw some more attention, because this whole piece is like crazy busy, right? So I'll probably dial that in and balance it out a little more later. So I'll play now with the dodge tool, which is basically the opposite, right? This one adds like highlights to different parts, which again will be cool, and it'll do some cool things for us. I think doing it this way and adding in some cool details around the face is going to make a big difference. Midtones, shadows for that bit there. I don't know if that looks good, but it's alright. Go back to midtones. Starting to look cool. Yeah, it's fun. Let's pop out a little more here. Why not? See what that does for me. Yeah, a little eyebrow region thing there. Cool. Retro, you trying to Clash Royale stream? I don't really play Crash Royale anymore. It's been a long time. I've seen Z playing now. Seems like he's having fun. We've been doing some Monster Hunter. We're gonna Monster Hunter stream some more. That's on the list. Hey, baby. Let's go, bro. How you doing? What level are you at now? You Monster Hunter rank like 3 or 4 yet? Or are you still like, where are you at? We gotta get you up there with us. It's alright. It's not important. Just keep grinding, doing all the quests. Do the little side quests too. Is battle helping you? Oh yeah, you gotta do your homework. Get that homework done, dude. Good. Good, good. Alright, yeah, there we go. I gotta mess this face up. That was the problem. Okay. Yeah, this needs to look like a rift here. Yeah, there we go. Okay. I was stuck for a minute. Now I got some ideas. I literally do this. This is my style sometimes. I just fuck with it until it feels good. You know? I don't know what I'm doing with it. I just keep embracing the colors and the palette, and eventually I start to see things that come out at me. This kind of looks like almost like a chasm here, you know? Now it's starting to look cool. There we go. Had to just get in there a little bit. No big deal. It's like wispy energy-esque almost, yeah. Fucking gnat flying in my face. There we go. Nice. All right. I'm gonna get it. Keep like there's like I don't know, we got a lot of nature in the house sometimes. We're very naturey around here. So all these plants, like I guess a couple of them got in there. These little flies, they're like little gnat fruit fly kind of things, and it's just been driving me nuts. And so I sprayed a bunch of diatomaceous earth in there today, which if you don't know is crushed up diatoms. They're like a prehistoric glass creature kind of thing. I think they lived in like the ocean floors or whatever. But anyways, it's like a huge chunk of the ocean floor is made out of that. Anyways, that you can get those and they crush them up into like this powder, and it's like these like micro little stabbies, right? So it's terrible for like any small insects. But you can actually like some people consume these things as like a dietary flush, especially in like underdeveloped nations. But you know it works, right? Like it goes through and it doesn't hurt your organs if it's the right kind of stuff. And it's so fine that like it doesn't pierce your skin, but like it kills all like the little micro creatures, which is interesting. It's a very a lot of organic farmers use it as part of their organic farming things, which is how I found out about it. So, well, my wife found out about it. I learned almost everything I know about gardening and plant care from my wife, other than like I did a lot of landscaping growing up, so planting and like moving, but like actual understanding the science of plants was all my wife, which is pretty cool. Had the manual labor part of it down though pretty good. Which is a big ass part of it if you're growing fucking food, and don't discount that. I think I want this part just to kind of fade out a little bit. Yeah. I want to pull some of these stars and shit. So can I just screen? Does that work like that? Ooh, that does work like that. That is tremendous. I've never done that. Look at me learning shit. You know, 20 years into Photoshop. So you can clone stamp and then change the blend mode so I can just pull in the stars. That's pretty cool if you ask me. Nobody did, but that's alright. I think I'd like to have a little of this blue in here. Color. Not 100%, I just want some of it kind of in here. Hanging out, you know? Let's see. Yeah, just like that a little bit. If anybody has questions or is actually, you know, interested in the details of what I'm doing, I'm happy to talk about it as I do it too. Sometimes I feel like it's a little annoying. What is it that you need, Lonnie? You need something? I said a lot of shit and there's a delay, so I have no idea what the context was. Apologies. Let's stay on the color dodge. Oh yeah, diatomaceous earth. Look it up. It's awesome stuff. I just sprayed a bunch of it around. But in the meantime, I'm still sucking gnats in when I'll be in a meeting on Zoom, like, and like one gets like in my nose. I'm trying not to cough. It's like it's stuck on my tonsil. It's been fun. I think I got rid of them today, though. We'll see. Except for these scragglers. Yeah, I got problems. What are you gonna do? Where's my blur tool? Smudge tool. I always use the smudge tool, not the blur tool. The blur tool doesn't really work like I'd like it to. The smudge tool works like I'd want the blur tool to work. So you just set the strength a little lower, and then you can just smudge some shit around, you know? It just kind of softly pulls the thing. But if you go like really high, you can like smudge a whole line out. Smudge tool is one of my favorite things in Photoshop. Dodge and burn and smudge you can go a long way with. So use your regular brush to sort of get everything kind of more or less loosely where you want it. And then smudge and burn and dodge. It's great. It's a great combination. Just try it out. Did I set the other recorder up? I'd be super bummed if I didn't. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, bro. Me trying to be a professional on Zoom meetings regardless, you know. Some days I just don't feel professional. I'm just like, shouldn't be here. That's not necessarily true. But everyone feels that way from time to time. I just don't want a professional today. Can I skip today professionally? But luckily for me, I chose a career that highly encourages me to be myself, which is great. No one wants their creative folks to be boring. It's pretty much a license to kind of just be a little weird all the time, a little delightfully strange, you know. Yeah, I don't want it to go on. Yeah, fuck it. Gotta stay further out. So that's the thing I do too much too, is like I get too focused in when it's too soon. You gotta get the big shapes and then work into the smaller shapes, especially when you have the real luxury of doing this digitally, because you can go back and forth. You know, like if you're doing a painting, it's a lot harder to, you gotta like repaint sections if you mess it up. This is it's a little more forgiving, which is cool. I really want to get a new big giant drawing screen, but I told myself I'm not going to do it until I hit a certain benchmark with the business or the live stream, and just waiting. And I'll spoil myself. I'll give me a nice big screen, a little stable actual thing for me to draw on that isn't jibbling around the whole time. Hey, but I'm grateful for this. Wacom hooked me up with this actually as a sponsorship in the middle of COVID, like 2020, which is kind of cool. Do a little unboxing. I hadn't actually even started the stream yet, I don't think. Yeah, this is looking way more fun. This like really stimulates my ADD in all the best ways. That's not working. One day, someone's going to join the stream and they're going to see me do this saving process. They're like, yo, I can make you a little action for that. And then I'll forever have a quicker way to do that. And there's just like a couple little things I just know I need to make little actions for. One of these days, I'll get to it. I've been saying it for 3 years. Probably, get to organizing my dad's art first digitally. I just have random folders with images, no sorting, no nothing, just 5 different folders. I should have them sorted and tagged in like Lightroom by like colors and like styles and series, so I can like just pull them up and use them in the stream. Wouldn't that be cool? But one day. That's kind of fun. I just like sort of the idea of playing with illusions of space inside of these random shapes and layers. Like, how do I make it look three-dimensional and pull things out of it that like maybe subconsciously I'm seeing, or maybe no one else would even see it. Like it's almost like an ink blot kind of, what do you see here kind of subconscious thing, which is cool. It's really fun actually. Wonder if I could do something fun with that space there. We'll see, maybe. I don't want to flatten the nose out too much though. So, making some decisions, right? All the decisions are just on the fly. brushes, cool. Brush settings, cool. Shape dynamics. Alright, so that was this one. Let's check it. I want to make sure it was like changing and spinning and shit. Just beat my second or third quest. Nice dude. Keep rocking. Such a good game. The further you get into it, the more fun it gets. Just gets better and better. Dial that up a little bit. Okay, cool. I actually really like all the colors on here too. Ah, that is horrifying. But it does somehow make this seem drab almost. Interesting. No. I'll play with it more later though. Rank 2? Let's go, bro. Rank 2, that's where you get, you know, you gotta start somewhere. Rank 2 is where you start sometimes. That's alright. Alright, so I still like the idea of popping out some more of the color on this. On the edges. Still just sort of adding some more depth to this. Just sort of see what that could even look like. It's fun. Watch us and join us at the Crazy Carl Collective. That's a group of crypto enthusiasts, Web3 junkies I'm a part of. A bunch of D-gens, awesome people over there in the Crazy Carl Collective. You can Google search us. We've got his NFT collection. Got some art by Nomos out of the UK. really talented artist, great guy, and good community. It's like a really fun space to go learn crypto and be a part of people that really get what decentralized communities are about. And we've got little meme coins. We've got a couple NFT collections, different parts, a comic, a PFP. I've got a little micro comic in there I did with Epic Made. Buddy Ramon's got some stuff he's put together with Myth Division, which is amazing. And there's some music. Got the Crazy Carl Records. That's a cool little group. We are Crazy Carl. But yeah, everybody in there has a moniker with the name Carl. They become a Carl when they get an asset in our community, one of our NFTs. So it's definitely worth checking out. And who knows, might even be a good investment one day. Although this is not investment advice, and I'm just some guy doodling on the internet. But definitely worth a look into if you're even crypto curious at all. And it just happens to be the Crazy Carl Collective. Totally coincidentally. I had nothing to do with the name. It was well established when I showed up, which is cool. I'm really liking this, like just a real hard white edge. Yeah, it's getting cool. Oh man, I think Dad would really be into this one. It's definitely paying a serious homage to his style while adding some of my flavor into it. I mean, and frankly, it was a finished piece of his when I started, so the audacity of me. But the thing that's cool about digital is I didn't have to destroy his art. And I couldn't. I could never do this on the actual piece of art. Like, it just would feel sacrilegious. Like, I have a painting of his, a big one that I think sort of sucks. No offense, old man. And they can't all be great, And I really have considered painting over top of it and doing this. And I might. Maybe that'll be... I think the world at large might agree that it was not one of his best pieces. And if that's the case, then maybe I can, do some sort of idea to... get people to rally behind and do a live stream where I'm just painting over one of his paintings. God, the pressure on that would be crazy. You can't fuck that up, right? Like, oh shit. But I have so many of them, and this is probably the worst one, so I feel like that could work, Truth be told, if I don't do something cool with them while I'm alive, no one's probably ever gonna give a shit about them. So what difference does it make? It might be a cool art experiment for myself. This song is terrible every time it comes on. What up, Derek? Welcome, sir. Polo Fair Price just joined my TikTok stream. What up, Polo? Derek's over on the gram. See, the chat doesn't come up on the stream from Instagram, which is unfortunate. But the way it is. Yeah, I've been using this like entry-level drawing tablet for forever. It's funny, like when you see people like trying to do a thing and they think it's the technology that's really, oh, I don't have the best pencil or the best color markers, or I need the best pigment paints and these expensive crayons and these, and it's like, yeah, nah, I mean those things can help add the final polish in a way. But like the work's either good or not before you long before you start worrying about the little details of that kind of stuff, you know. And it's easy to get lost into that too, especially once you like feel the difference in working on some of these things. But it's just some shit. People have been making cool art with nothing for a long time. Just kidding, didn't mean to do that. Oh, it's gonna start screen on. I kind of just want this piece of the face to sort of flow out this way, but I don't want to just drag it, you know, because that'll just look bad. TikTok. What do you want from me, TikTok? You're lucky I stream on there. Well, I don't think that necessarily looks good at all. Ooh, I think that's what I need to do. So I need to brush, and we'll get some of this green, and then I think we're gonna do just an overlay, no, a little color. Yeah, that's what it needed. It needed the green to really bleed through there. So I just have color on. I'm just using the brush, and I have my brush, like a nice little brush that's not going to make some weird shapes. And I'm just grabbing a color. So when you have your brush, if you hold Alt, you can pick a color from the palette. You just pick up that green, right, and just slap some green in there, right? You know, so that I think this is going to be helpful in sort of just making it look like it's flowing off. I don't know. I don't love it yet, but I don't necessarily have to love it yet. We're still early on to be talking about loving it, you know? You gotta fall in love with it through the process of creating it. You know? That was deep, like the ocean. Yeah, so we do like a lot of like DMs on LinkedIn, right? So we're part of that noise. Apologize ahead of time. I like to think we do it in a way it's a little more enjoyable, and people actually reply to it and like, hey, I'm glad your message wasn't lame, which is cool. That makes me feel good and less bad about spamming lots of people's inboxes. However, this someone replied the other day with the best reply that I think I've ever had. Definitely, it was entertaining. And so basically, we send him a message, tell him like, "Hey, we're Epic Made. We do this kind of work, yada yada. Like, love to talk to you if that's of any interest, and hear more about what you do, and just do a little networking, right? Like, it's basically how I network on the internet in 2025. Anyways, this guy goes out of his way to reply on my third message in our message channel. No thanks. We're also a creative studio, and no offense, but our work just has more depth than yours. It's like, it was so catty. Oh my god. So I had to go look at his work. Man, I was woefully let down at what more depth looks like to him, and I have no idea, and it was just hilarious to me. Like, oh my god. And the work was bad. It was objectively like not great work, and then just like and then, the royal we the whole time. Pretty sure it was just one dude. I don't know, but it was quite a funny message to receive to me. I hadn't had one like that ever, so that was great. Little variety in the day. Throwing a little shade at me. And I was actually momentarily fascinated, like, okay, cool, I'm gonna see like some depth, right? That's gonna be serious. Like, there's gonna be like a richness of storytelling, or like, nope. I just got in there and it was like literally just subpar work that was qualified as animation, but some really bad 3D from like looked like the late 90s, early 2000s, if I'm being fair, and just nothing that would remotely make me go, oh, I could learn something from this guy. So that's all right. As they say, it's okay. As they say in the professional space, nobody ever punches up, right? They punch down, like, yeah. Or they never punch down, they punch up. There we go, backwards. I had it backwards there, but you understood the idea. Like, when they see something that like intimidates them or wish they were doing that themselves, like they're just like, there they throw shade. But they're never throwing shade at someone doing worse than them. So that's okay. Ain't my problem. But it was funny, and it did make me go on an adventure to read their website. So, and then made me feel better about myself. So that's all. It was great, the whole thing. This is pretty cool, actually. I'm having fun with this. Yeah, I think we need to build up some of this too. Yeah, that's working for me a little bit there. I don't mind the nose having some cracks and craziness in it, you know? No, no, that's ruining something there. Let's back it out a little. Yeah, I like that dark swath there, so maybe we just do that, you know? Have it like dip in a little intentionally there. This one looks crazy. So much fun. So these are like old textures from earlier in the painting that are from just like, I don't remember what layer it was I put into here, but one of my dad's paintings, and then I just started pulling pieces of it out and then cutting out parts based on tones and values and different filters and things like that, just to add some texture and randomness and little chaos type of things, so that I could then do stuff like this with it later, which is just fun. I'm just tracing over little pieces and adding pieces in, and you know, just it looks cool. I don't know. And honestly, I saw my dad do stuff like this with some of his pieces, adding in blacks and whites and like tracing around the edges of stuff. And it just is cool. It just, something feels interesting with it, you know? Like, yeah, I don't know why that looks cool, but I'm here for it. Neat. So that like weird edge there, how do I make that make sense? Let's just come along the edge of it. Yeah. What do you know? Works great. So then I'll make this kind of look like a cavern, and then like it peaks back up a little bit and drops off to the nose, which might be interesting. Got 5 viewers. Good old 5 tonight. Should turn that off when there's not a lot of people here, you know? Gotta keep up appearances. Actually, I don't. It's nice, but like, it's never really. It's made me stay on a little later a few times when there's like 100 people. But like, I also like, again, I have to do this for me. So I keep forgetting that and getting stressed about it. So yeah, what I mean by that is appreciate the 5 people who are here, and I'm just over here making that art. Yeah, I like this little push and pull thing I'm doing. It's just really coming out good. This looks cool. It's like, look at the difference just in the, you know, what I've been doodling for like an hour. And then I'll add those stars and that little texture back on top, and it's gonna look sweet. And this might be like the start of like a series. I can make these into a thing. Just take all of Dad's pieces that are like finished pieces and turn them into cavernous, crazy, colorful shit. Maybe we get another C in there. That one mess up my illusions in there. Cool. Good night, Lonnie. Good to see you as always. See you later this week. It's something my dad, he wasn't married to the form. Like, he was okay with it appearing and disappearing, and not like, oh, it needs to have an exact nostril and 2 eyeballs and this and that, and it, like, it was okay to display it just enough that you knew what it was and it was leading you in that direction. Leave enough of it for your imagination to kind of grab and wander. Right? So, sort of experimenting on that edge as well, which is fun. Alright, let's switch it up. Do color burn. And we'll just grab some local colors whenever we're doing this. Oh, we're going to need to lighten it up some. Burn goes a lot heavier on than dodge for some reason. Trying to punch some more shape into the nose here. Also, I guess it should come like just darker under that in general. The nose looking all fucked up. I guess it was always pretty fucked up looking. Well, that's fine then. I don't like that cheek. It needs some texture to it too. But I don't know if it needs. Not sure. Oh, I'll mess with it some more later. starting to get a little mind bendy, which is cool. Good night. All right, I think I'm almost out myself. I almost feel like the rest of it can go. Let's crop it into there, you know? We'll see. But I'm having some fun now. Mission accomplished, because that is the #1 objective. It's for me to feel good and do some art. So we sort of went from and that's not even really what we went from, so we'll see. Save as a copy. JPEG 4. Green and darkness are no longer really good descriptors of this piece. So let's see what we got done tonight. Oh man. Tried to open it. Come on. Alright, whatever. So we had that piece. Then we went to this piece. And last stream we ended with that. Went from there to there. That's pretty cool. I feel like that's an enjoyable difference. It's always fun to just flip back and forth. Yeah, I like how I'm punching them out. See, I think the horns are distracting. Like, imagine. Yeah, so I could like tone those back or even get rid of them. Again, I think if I just crop in on the face, it's gonna be pretty cool, you know. I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, I'll work on some more next week. I'll be here 8 o'clock Eastern. Right here, colorfulcarl.com. Colorful Carl on YouTube and TikTok and LinkedIn and Instagram and Kick and Trovo and all the places. So jump in, say hi, tell your friends. Don't be afraid to go to colorfulcarl.com and grab yourself a print. Alright guys, take it easy. Fucking find the end stream button. Too many windows.